What's up, everybody? Good morning. First off, I want to thank everybody who's been tuning on to YouTube, still subscribing. Special shout out to the group Desire to Inspire. Thank y'all for putting all y'all input and adding people. I hope it's been a blessing to y'all because it's been a blessing to me. But we're going to jump right into this. Tonight, I want to talk to you from Romans chapter 8, and we're going to do verse 28 and verse 31. Verse 28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." Jump to verse 31. "And what shall we say then? What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?" These two verses I've actually heard a bunch of times. Especially verse 28 it said, "We know all things work together for them that love God." And when people ask me, how do you know that you love God? I simply reply, well, do you obey him? Jesus says in the New Testament, I forget the scripture, but he says, "If you love me, you'll obey me." The Bible repeatedly says that obedience is better than sacrifice. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than simple obedience, because some people think that it's just obeying the commandments, but it's deeper than that. Some people think it's treating people right, but it's a little bit deeper than that. Because when you understand what true obedience is to God, then you understand that true obedience is just submitting your will to his will. And so what happens is that when you submit your will to his will, not only are you obedient to his will, but you are active in the word of God and reading the word of God so that you can learn what his will is for your life. The truth is this: God's will for you is different from anybody else's. What God requires of me, he doesn't require for the next person. So until I get to develop my relationship with God and read his word and really seek him to understand what his will is for me, then I'm not being completely obedient. But if I was to substitute that in verse 28, it said, "Well, you know, all things that work together for good to them that love God." Let's substitute that love and insert submit their will to God. So all things work together to them that submit their will to God, who are the called according to his purpose. We talked about last week how everything that is under God's power works according to his purpose. Let's just jump down to 31. "Well, what shall we say then? If God be for us, who can be against us?" I've heard a lot of people use this verse, and not to criticize in any way, but a lot of people use this as God somehow being on their side and not being on the other side. Ephesians 6 talks about how we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. And so what I realized today in going over this verse is that if God be for us, there's nothing under God's control that can be against us. So the truth is that when I love God and submit my will to God, I don't have an enemy. I can love you because I don't have an enemy. I can treat you right because I don't have an enemy. And I can submit my will to God's will because I do not have an enemy. He's in total control and he handles all things. So check this out. The midnight message for the day is we gonna be all right. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. We gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. You gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Until next time. See y'all.